Alright, welcome everybody to part 7 of mixing with stock plugins, where we're doing an entire mix with nothing but stock plugins, and then we're also doing the same song with nothing but Waves plugins, and also nothing but Slate digital plugins, and at the end we'll compare all three mixes. So this will be pretty much the last video as far as the actual mixing. The next video I'll maybe talk about some of the finishing touches I did with like limiting and automation, but it will also be the video where I actually compare the mixes. So today we're going to be looking at lead vocals, so let's go ahead and get started.
Finally alone, the peace of mind that I've been searching for, and all I seem to hear is the sound of your laughter. And if you believe that I don't think about you should know it's hard to be before without you. And when you hold my hand, it doesn't matter how far I may be. No, I'm wrong. I was there like a star. Always lives in your heart. So let's enjoy our time. I'ma lean on you, you lean on me. So good when we're together. Now you should know I won't lose my way. Love always saves me. Love always saves me. Wherever I go, wherever I lay, now you should know I won't lose my way. Going through this world, often traveling, and I done seen some things before I've learned my lesson. I know your time is simply the only way I know to give you what you need. So please hold on tight. You're on the mind for you. I will provide. Finally alone, with a peace of mind that I've been searching for, and all I seem to hear is the sound of your laughter. And if you believe that I don't think about you, you should know it's hard to be so far without you. And when you hold my hand, it doesn't matter how far I may be. You know I'm home. I was there like the start. Gift of the present always lives in your heart. So let's enjoy our time. I'ma lean on you, you lean on me. So good when we're together. But now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me. Wherever I go, whatever I lay, but now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me. Here we are, well I'm off again, going through this world and traveling. I done seen some things before I've learned my lesson. I know you're tired of seeing me leave. The only way I know to give you what you need. So please hold on tight. You're on the mind. For you I will provide. But now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me. Wherever I go, wherever I lay, but now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me. Ooh, 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 oh, oh. Ooh, 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 oh, oh. Ooh, 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 oh, oh. Sitting in this room, finally alone, with a peace of mind that I've been searching for. And all I seem to hear is the sound of your laughter. And if you believe that I don't think about you, you should know it's hard to be so far without you. And when you hold my hand, it doesn't matter how far I may be. You know I'm home. I was there like the start. Gift of the present always lives in your heart. So let's enjoy our time. I'ma lean on you, you lean on me. So good when we're together. But now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me. Wherever I go, whatever I lay, but now you should know I won't lose my way. Your love always saves me. Your love always saves me. Ooh, ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, 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 oh, oh. Ooh, 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 oh, oh. We are.
Okay, so let's take a look at what we did. So, as usual, I started off with the tube console emulation here. And to me, it sounded good with just its stock setting. It gave it a little bit of warmth and a little bit of body. And yeah, it just added something pleasant. As far as the tape emulation, I've always liked this preset vocal bring to front. It just does exactly that. It brings the vocal forward and gives you some front back depth while also kind of taming the high frequencies a little bit, giving it a nice bottom end, and it gives it this nice warmth and fatness. And then from there, I went to an EQ plugin, and this is the new EQ that is in Cubase 9, and I would have been using this from the start if I had this plugin to begin with, but I figure now is a great time to use it because what I like about this is that you can use a cut and a low shelf. The other one was the old EQ was a little bit more limited than this. So anyhow, I started off by rolling off the low end up to about 150 hertz, just to get rid of that low end that we don't really need in the vocal. I gave it a low shelf at 220 hertz, so just to add some of that body back in. So I'm cleaning up the low end rumble and then adding some weight to it also. Getting rid of some of that boxiness at about 450 hertz. 1K to me sometimes is a little bit nasty in vocals, and I was auditioning this. It's not very good sometimes. Sometimes it's the best frequency, and sometimes it's a little bit harsh. Same with like 3 and 4K. Like sometimes it's nice, and then sometimes it's digital and harsh. And the reason I did this also is because sometimes if you put a cut before and after somewhere where you boost, it makes that boost stand out a little bit more. So that's exactly what I did here. I cut at 1K and I cut at about 3.5K, but I did a boost here at 2K. So 2K is really a great frequency on vocals most of the time. And then, like I said, with the other frequencies, sometimes it's a little bit harsh and you might want to take that out. But this is a good trick sometimes. If you're going to boost 2K, you might want to cut out some 1K or 3 to 4K. And then just a high shelf here at 10K to give it some air. And that processing there is happening on the lead vocal as well as the little ad-lib parts. Okay, so from there I just used a de-esser on the channel, since I know once I hit the bus level that there's going to be some sibilance there from adding the high frequencies. I figure tame it before it hits that EQ. Okay, and then I added some compression. When I was at the ratio 4:1, it was compressing a little too hard, so I just dialed it back to 2:1. And it also 2:1 sounds a little bit more natural anyhow. So this is a really great compressor. And I just wasn't hitting it too hard. The real parts will hit it pretty hard, but as far as general compression, it's pretty subtle. Then I just copied the de-esser and compressor over to the other channels. And what I did on the little ad-lib parts was I rolled off even more of the low end, and then made a little cut here at about 2K to make more room for the lead vocal. I could have also put a high cut here at about like 15K, but I didn't really find it necessary. I felt that the lead vocal had enough room up there. But these are some things that you can think about sometimes if you want to make more room for something. Kind of carve out the frequencies that you want your lead vocal to sit in. And that goes for anything. And I also had to dial back the organ sound because it was just pretty overbearing. But other than that, pretty simple on the lead vocals. I sent it to the same reverb that I showed you in the backing vocals video. So if you want to look at the settings there, you can either pause the video right here or go back to that video. But it's pretty much my typical vocal reverb settings. And that's one of the exceptions to the mixing with stock plugins rule here. And then I just used a quarter note delay. And I used my favorite one, the Lexicon PSP 42, based on a Lexicon PCM 42. It's a great digital delay, and it's just really, really nice sounding. I always use the high cut on it. Sometimes I'll play with this. To me, it sounded better with the ×2 setting. Other than that, it's pretty much just the stock setting. and then once again rolled off the bottom and top end. And then maybe off camera I'll do some adjusting to where this is going to be sitting in the mix. But for the sake of time, I just dialed it back about 7 dB. So yeah, real simple, real simple. Didn't do too much to the lead vocal here. I could have done more. I could have added a low octave to give it some more weight. Could have done some things like that. Added some more like a parallel distortion track. That sounds nice. But to me, it was sitting good in the mix right here. Didn't need to do anything else, in my opinion. I have done this mix where I've done a lot more to the vocal, but nowadays I try and do as least as possible. To me, less is more when it comes to mixing. The less you have to do, the better it's going to end up sounding, because you're not trying to change the sound of the mix. You're trying to make it sound like it would have sounded in the room. So that's why I talk a lot about front back depth and width, trying to get a stereo image, because that's what you hear in the real world. You hear the depth and everything, but sometimes when you get it recorded into your DAW, you don't have that anymore. So I hope you learned something new from this. One of the cool tricks to take away from this probably is this little EQ trick here. That's a Dave Pensado technique, by the way. Works really great. You could do that on other things too. Keys, guitars, whatever. Even bass. So I hope you learned something new. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, you can give it a thumbs down. That's okay. You're entitled to your opinion, as I always say. If you really liked it, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. I'm almost to 450 subscribers, which is just mind-blowing to me. Hopefully by the end of the year I could get to 500. I would be really, really happy with that. But if not, it's okay. So thank you so very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video where we're going to compare the 3 mixes. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you next time.